issue in the debates, and we would still be talking about it in the presidency of that candidate who ultimately made it to the presidency, because he's artificially augmenting his hand size in his photos as president because he's still stuck on that issue.
I'm pretty sure that's not true. I want you to look at this video. It's about 2 minutes long, but take a look at the guy. I couldn't stop watching this. I'm not sure where this video's from or who these strange men are, but that man on the couch, he keeps trying to put on his shirt. As you can see, he's having trouble, but he keeps trying to put on that shirt. And yet, no luck. Now, I may be wrong. I've been watching this a lot. It might not be a shirt. It appears that it could be a pair of sweat bottoms. I think it's a pair of sweatpants that he's trying to put on his head. But here's the thing, he doesn't give up. He keeps trying to put it over his head, even though it won't go down. You know, he kind of reminds me of the Democratic Party. And their goofy crew. How is that? How is that for a transition, huh? I just wanted to use the video. The Democrat candidates, they're all panderers, twisting and turning to appease the consensus media that demands you follow the script. Embrace socialism, cow to identity politics, punish the successful. Watch them go.
We need to have Medicare for all.
For people out there who like their insurance, they don't get to keep it?
Let's eliminate all of that. Let's move on.
I should be paying more taxes, and people who make this kind of revenue and of means should pay more taxes.
Staying in the International Climate Change Agreement. I announced yesterday I would do that on day one.
Would you commit to choosing a woman as your vice presidential running mate?
I think that you will rarely see a Democratic ticket anymore without gender diversity, race diversity. I think it's something that we should have. So I'm not going to box myself in, but should I become it, you know I'll be looking to women first.
Now, everybody's got their virtue signal, trying to say the right thing, even if it's completely wrong. It's getting hard for the left to keep up. Right, Dawn and April?
When you see her blackness, but she is also South Asian. Her mom is South Asian, and her dad is Jamaican.
April, Latino people are people of color, but they're not black. They're brown people.
She is a woman of color, but she is a black woman.
Okay, that's fine. I agree with that. African American? No. But is she African American? There is a difference. There's nothing wrong with that. No one is trying to take anything away from her.
Let's go down into her lineage.
I think you're falling into the trap of that. All she had to do was say, "I am black, but I'm not African American."
I love the two guys in the middle. Now, compare all this stuff to the guy currently in the Oval Office. He just doesn't give a.
You do love your dogs, don't you? I wouldn't mind having one, honestly, but I don't have any time. How would I look walking a dog on the White House lawn? Would that be? Feels a little phony to me.
Think about that for a second. Trump knows that America loves its dogs almost too much. And he's like, yeah, so what? Seems phony. To him, animals are for riding or eating or riding and then eating. But this is who he is. It's not new.
We got more money. We got more brains. We got better houses, apartments. We got nicer boats. We are a hot, hot country. I'm president, and they're not. Rush Limbaugh, I think he's a great guy. He's like, I could speak for 3 hours without a phone call. Try doing that sometime. For 3 hours he speaks. I am asking them to give you the Nobel Peace Prize. I said, thank you. Many other people feel that way, too. I'll probably never get it, but that's okay. They gave it to Obama. He didn't even know what he got it for. He was there for about 15 seconds, and he got the Nobel Prize. There is nothing better than a good old-fashioned German Shepherd.
No idea what that means. But Trump broke new ground by being elected. People see President Obama as the first black president. Everyone thought Hillary would be the first female president. But Trump's the first us president, meaning he's kind of you and he's kind of me. He's not a politician. He's us. And for that reason, he's seen as a jerk by the others who aren't us. Because anyone who stands outside the consensus is considered a jerk. Anyone who believes in order, rules, borders, cause and effect, science, we're all jerks now. Anyone who believes in punishment, in profit, in competition, companies, we're jerks. Jerks get stuff done, and then stuff gets done to them. Hence all the tell-alls about Trump. Jerks make great subjects. The latest one now by Andrew McCabe has him admitting to launching a probe into the president. Why? Because Trump's different. He's no boring civil servant in pleated khakis quietly weeping to Dave Matthews in his slightly used Toyota that stinks of hand lotion. No, he's the orange skunk at the garden party, piercing the elitist bubble. So McCabe thought there's no way America could have voted for this jerk. This has to be the work of the Russians. No, it was the work of Americans who wanted someone like him. You know, a billionaire. Clapping for a billionaire. All right. Or what the haters call jerks. Trump really is the Rosa Parks of jerks. He's opening the door for future political candidates who refuse to do the same old crap, like getting a dog or kissing a baby or reading to children. I hate all that stuff. Which means I could probably never be president until now. Trump has shown you that you can win without the phony BS. Trump's your rich uncle who couldn't give a crap. The Dems are the opposite, sanctimonious grad students lecturing you on evil capitalism as a trust fund pays for their weed. But political fakery exists because we expect it. We know it's phony, but we pretend it's real. I would say it's like pro wrestling, but Tyrus would crush me like a ladybug between his thumb and index finger. Yes. It's real. And the media plays along, turning every issue into a phony game of team sports with just two sides. But on the outside of all of this are jerks. Every day society becomes more intolerant of them. Anyone who isn't part of the universal consensus is doomed. So among the Dems, so far, it's the usual pander bears who speak out of both sides of their mouths, revealing a spine as flexible as the elastic around Michael Moore's sweatpants. They should change the name of their party.
Hi, you know us.
We're the desperate party of America.
We'll do whatever it takes to get elected. Like saying whatever you want to hear, so you feel comforted that we're just like you.
I believe solar panels are the key to our future, which is why we promised to use them to expand fracking all across the country.
For years, I arrested people for doing drugs. Now I do drugs.
Have I ever smoked weed? Nah. Back then, it was called crack.
When it comes to legalization, we need to respect states' rights, except when it comes to babies. Screw their rights.
I believe we should tax the super wealthy. Unless they're the super wealthy who hate Trump. You guys are good.
Walls don't work and are immoral. To hear more, come to my private fundraiser at the Hyatt Ballroom. Just present your ID at security at the wall gate in front.
Border security is the most important thing, which is why we'll provide slingshots for all Americans. Possibly a boomerang if the budget allows.
But the most important thing about the desperate party?
Your health care will be free.
Your dry cleaning will be free.
Arson will be free.
Everything will be free. Except for porn. We're gonna tax the out of it.
Tonight's guest, he's the best thing to come from Canada since geese. Author, political commentator, and host of The Mark Steyn Show, Mark Steyn. She's so sharp, water balloons send her hate mail. The Globe and Mail scientist columnist, Dr. Deborah Soh. All she wanted for Valentine's Day was lower taxes and a permit to carry. Host of the Tyrus and Tim podcast, Kat Timpf. He knows the street better than Google Maps. Former WWE superstar, my massive sidekick, host of NPC on Fox Nation, Tyrus. All right. So, Mark, what do you make of the field of candidates so far? Pretty exciting, huh?
Yeah, I like Kamala Harris with her smoking marijuana and hearing Tupac and Snoop Dogg.
Right.
And then they found out when she was in college smoking marijuana, this was 6 years before either of them had released a record. And I know you know all about this, because they always say, like, marijuana is a gateway drug. I hadn't realized it was like the gateway to the time-space continuum. And so after she said this, I smoked marijuana, and I heard Tupac's 2022 comeback album.
Oh, wow.
And then I smoked too much, and I heard your 2037 Christmas album, where you do a really sort of frankly creepy version of Santa Baby, and so I've gone off Kamala Harris since I'm back on Elizabeth Warren now.
She lied about smoking weed to sound cool, which is totally normal if you are a 15-year-old boy. Like, what's next? Is she going to be like, I know where we can get some fake IDs. My parents are out of town this weekend. I'm going to throw a party. I mean, I wish she would stop pretending to be progressive on the drug legalization issue. In 2014, a reporter asked her about legalizing recreational marijuana. She laughed.
Yeah.
She didn't even change her mind until last year, which is pretty late in the game. It's like, so now she's just pretending she smoked weed? Come on, bro. What are you doing?
You know, though, I will give her credit. She does say that she defended pot recreationally, which most politicians don't do. She said it brings joy, which I thought was actually a nice departure for a politician. But what am I doing complimenting her? This is Fox. We're going to have to edit all of that out.
No,
all right.
she did it. She did it, by the way, because she said, oh, half my family's Jamaican, which is the kind of stereotyping that nobody else could be able to get away with.
Interesting point.
Yeah.
All right, Doctor, welcome to the show. What do you make of the candidates so far? You're a neuroscientist.
I'm a neuroscientist, yes, but I can talk about this issue. When I look at them, it's kind of like a grab bag, but it made me think of a boy band. Because in a boy band, you have the different personas. You know, you have the really sweet, sensitive one.
Yes.
You have the edgy bad boy. In this case, you've got, you know, the pro-legalization one. You've got the male feminist.
Yes.
You've got the female person of color, even
Yes.
though she's only 1,000th Native American on a good day.
Yes.
And then you've got the one, well, a couple of them are pro-socialism. So, you know, it's kind of ridiculous. I'm a liberal, but when I look at this, I think it's pretty ridiculous how they're all trying to outdo each other.
Right.
At the same time, I think, you know, if people are really set on going up against Trump, they're going to vote for them anyway.
Yeah. Edit out that part where she says she's a liberal. Thank you. Tyrus, what do you make so far? It's beginning to be kind of exciting, isn't it?
Like paint peeling, yeah. There's nothing more than uncool people telling you how cool I am. Here's a little, if you have to tell somebody you're cool, you're not cool. Like, every time I see Cory Booker, and I honestly wish the brother well, I really do. He is the most uncoolest dude trying to convince you that he's cool. Yeah. Like, Maddow put him in a thing like, will your running mate be a woman? Well, I don't want to be in that box, but if I was gonna, definitely would be one of my, no, I'm gonna take the best person, get off me, girl. Yeah. That would have been the right thing to say. Yeah. But he didn't know what to say. That's what you say if you're cool.
Yeah.
And if Kamala smoked, she really did, when they asked her the question, she'd be like, that's a great question. What?
Yeah.
Then we would have been like,
did that, I would vote
Kamala's
for her.
cool.
Yeah.
She smoked on national TV. What? But they'll say, yeah, I smoke. I'm hip. I know the Macarena. Like, they...
I love that clip you showed where they're arguing about whether she's black or brown or a little bit black, a little bit brown. We don't quite know how to categorize her. And under the laws of identity politics, these are more complicated now than the Nuremberg
I'm
law.
actually, to cut you off, as someone who's... I'm actually think that's amazing. Because... It didn't used to be that way. Like, get your black ass in there. Oh, sorry, sir. You said black. My mother, family secret, was Dutch. Can I go? Hell no. Get your yellow black ass in that room. So I think we've come a long way. It's actually, I'm glad now we're breaking it down. Oh, black Jamaican, you may go.
I personally, as a person of color,
yes.
I think it's racist to be so obsessed with someone's background. Who cares at the end of the day, you know?
It's true. I think. Did I tell you? She's a neuroscientist, huh? What else went down this week? I heard something about a wall. Let's talk about that a little. He's trying it all to get that wall. So Trump declared a national emergency, allocating $8 billion from various Fed agencies to fund construction. Talked about it in the Rose Garden on Friday. I wonder, in declaring a national emergency, will he then be sued?
We will have a national emergency, and we will then be sued, and they will sue us in the Ninth Circuit, even though it shouldn't be there, and we will possibly get a bad ruling.
And then what?
And then we'll end up in the Supreme Court, and hopefully we'll get a fair shake, and we'll win in the Supreme Court, just like the ban. They sued us in the Ninth Circuit, and we lost.
And then what?
And then we lost in the appellate division, and then we went to the Supreme Court, and we won.
All right. I don't know if he's president or Dr. Seuss. Now, he only got a little over $1 billion in the budget. They could try Ted Cruz's idea, take the money seized from drug lords and pay for the wall that way. El Chapo's, they like that. I don't know how you do it, but El Chapo is said to be worth $14 billion, and that's a lot of wall. But Trump also took the wall campaign in a different direction earlier this week.
Today, we started a big, beautiful wall. The walls that they were building were so unattractive and so ugly that walls got bad names. We're getting a beautiful looking structure.
You see what he's doing? He's making the wall sexy. Because sex sells, so why not use it to sell the wall?
Hey there. Are you looking for the hottest border security this side of the Rio Grande? Do you love long, beautiful slats, raw, naked steel, and sexy barriers that are see-through in all the right places? Then you'll love the all-new Southern Border Wall. Perfect for stopping the illegal flow of narcotics, criminals, and migratory land mammals. Because it can't be penetrated. Hear what other famous walls are saying about the Southern Border Wall. Fenway Park's Green Monster says,
I would totally bang that wall, bro.
Says the Great Wall of China.
你好，如果你被就强行了，给我打电话。
And the Great Barrier Reef says,
I haven't been this turned on since I had that three-way with those tiger sharks.
So call now because one way or another, these bricks are getting laid tonight.
My God. You know, Doctor, you're from Canada. We need a wall for Canada.
Not from Canadians, no. But you know, with this issue, I wish that people could just talk openly about it. You know, as I mentioned, I'm a horrible liberal, but the way that liberal journalists cover this is as though people who are in support of the wall are all racist, xenophobic, bigoted, anti-immigration. And I don't think it's fair to conflate everyone who's concerned about security with any of those things.
Yeah, because the thing is, if you are, let's say, if you are a liberal, you can applaud. If you are a liberal, you want to have a really beautiful safety net, but you can't have a beautiful safety net if you don't have a border, because then no border, beautiful safety net creates total chaos, right, Kat?
I guess.
Why did I go to you?
Why would you go to me? Whenever we talk about the wall, it just feels like a personal attack.
It is.
Because I'm going to say that I'm not for the wall, and everyone's going to be mean to me on the internet. And it's pretty tough, guys. No, I mean, but it's not going to, this isn't going to work because of the executive order, because of what he mentioned. He's going to get sued. Lawyers going to have a field day with this. If he had been able to do this through Congress, then he would have had some legal protection. He would have had the authorization to take the private land in order to build the wall. But he's not going to have that. So I don't think it's going to work out.
That was a bit too technical for me.
Sorry, I'm auditioning for special report.
She's only half kidding. Tyrus?
I don't like talking about the wall because people get upset. I think what he did is what he was forced to do, but I always say the same thing. This isn't about a wall and this isn't about a border. This is about the 2020 election.
Right.
The Democrats are convinced if they stop him from getting the wall, they stop him from getting reelected.
Yeah, that's true.
So he trumped their card. Fine, you're gonna give me that. I'm gonna make up the difference.
Yeah.
He gets the wall, and I think he's bought into that.
Yeah.
So he gets the wall at the expense of having to declare a national emergency, which I'm against, but I understand why. opposition doesn't help anyone. Obstruction doesn't help anyone.
Yeah.
So they're doing that. So he was forced to do this. And I think ultimately this is going to come back on the Democrats. Once again, the Democrats just don't. Democrats are crazy. Democrats invite you in, Amazon. Democrats kicked you out, Amazon. Like they just really don't know what they're doing. So like,
true.
So they give him money, but then they know he's gonna what he was gonna do at the expense of the American people. So it's just. It's sad times because they're so worried about what's going to happen in 2020.
Yeah.
Instead of just running on issues and letting America choose, that we're stuck in these situations.
It is true. Mark?
And that's how you get unaroused.
Yes. Take us home. What are your thoughts, Mark?
I can't get the "They're Gonna Sue Us in the Ninth Circuit" song out of my head now. I'd like to be, and particularly when they get to the verse about "and they're gonna sue us in the appellate division," I like that. I would like to be listening to the "They're Gonna Sue Us in the Ninth Circuit" song while smoking pot with Kamala Harris and watching bricks getting laid.
Yes.
I think that would be the ultimate American experience. You said, should we have a wall on the Canadian border? Obama had that in the stimulus.
Really?
Yeah, he seized land, farmland on the Vermont-Quebec border where they get two cars an hour. Anyone here from North Troy, Vermont?
Anyone? Stand up. Don't be shy.
No, exactly. There's no
Show
one
yourself.
there. They get 2 cars an hour. And
My God, somebody stood up and she's naked.
And he
Thanks,
put this
Greg.
thing. He put this thing like he widened that. He put this thing like the Spaceship Enterprise in the middle of the Northwoods. They widened it to 8 lanes for 2 cars an hour.
Yeah.
That's 1 lane for each car and 6 for the Department of Homeland Security to go bowling in. I mean, this is like on the Canadian border. We will have a wall. We'll be walled out long before any Mexicans are. That's just the way they do things in Washington.
All right. Well, on that note, let's move on. What exactly is this newscaster doing? She's stripping. Well, I guess I killed the suspense of that story.
Hi guys, this is the Chevy Equinox. Beautiful.
Wow.
It offers a lot of great tech.
Is over the wall. It's far worse in Britain over Brexit. That's the decision for the UK, which stands for the United Kingdom, Cat, to leave the European Union. There's a Cambridge professor, Victoria Bateman, that's been challenging pro-Brexit politicians to naked debates. I've seen her. And because that's news, one of the panelists on a show at Sky News introduced the story this way.
So in tribute to Dr. Bateman, I've decided to follow suit. Every time we talk about Brexit, just to make sure I get noticed around this table.
Go, Rachel.
Ferrari's speechless.
You look good.
Now, I'm not doing that here.
Oh, come on.
Maybe Monday on the 5, but not here. Look, Mark, sometimes people do crazy things when they're passionate about a cause, whether it's Brexit or maybe cats.
I thought I saw a pussycat creeping up on me. I did, I saw a pussycat as plain as he could be. He's watching you. I thought I saw a pussycat. I thought I saw a pussycat. I know I saw a pussycat. I did, I saw a pussycat. I did. He's watching you.
But at least, you know, you kept your clothes on.
Not in the director's cut, no.
All right, Dr. So. Okay, I always see this stuff as hypocritical because everybody's laughing, it's funny, it's titillating, but if it were a guy, that's indecent exposure. You do jail time.
You go to prison for that.
Yeah,
doesn't matter what political cause you say you're supporting.
Yes, I've tried that. I go down with the police and they come to me in the park at midnight. I go, I'm supporting a woman's right to choose.
The thing is, so she says this is about feminism, and she has actually gone to conferences wearing nothing but, you know, British pound notes on her bits.
Yes.
I'm a former sex researcher. I'm all for sex positivity. I'm all for women, you know, being proud of your body. There's no shame in nudity. But as a scholar, I don't feel it's appropriate. I don't feel like this is going to help female academics be taken more seriously. If anything, I think it's going to hurt them.
Yeah.
And she talks about how women's bodies are only for sex and babies. Well, like you said, for men, they're not running around showing their things either.
Yeah, thank God for that, Tyrus. You know, if I did that, I would be frog marched out of this building.
Yeah.
They wouldn't even give me time to put my clothes on.
Yes, they would. Yes, they would.
No, they would throw.
No, they would.
They would throw.
They would 100%.
They would throw a blanket over me.
As a guy who's formerly in security, the first thing would be, "Sir, please don't make us tase you. Put the clothes on."
But you know what? What if a man happens to enjoy a good tase?
Do you have a question? This is a really difficult show for me. There's nudity and
stop it.
Voiceovers.
Just get to the point. Does this help a cause or hurt a cause?
I feel no matter how I answer this, I'm sexually harassing someone.
Okay, they don't.
So I'm not going to answer it. I'm just going to say, good for you.
No. You should have said, "You go, girl," because that's what you say to everything.
No, I do. What?
No, I mean not you.
When the hell have you ever heard me say, "You go, girl"?
No, I'm saying
that is a complete fabricated lie. That's fake news. I ain't never in my life, in any form of my time in this planet, said, "You go, girl." You can't even say that without a snap.
I meant the general you.
I'm not a general nobody. I'm me, and I don't say, "You go, girl."
All right. Mark,
out your damn mind. Just don't put that on me, Greg Gutfeld.
Mark, help me.
You go, girl. Even with a Canadian accent, it doesn't help it.
Kat, won't guys encourage this as political enlightenment in order just to see a naked lady?
You know, I gotta be honest, Greg.
What?
My dad is watching.
Yes.
And I just want to say that it was very difficult for me to come up with talking points for this story because I have never actually seen a naked person.
Oh, amazing.
Not even myself.
Really?
No.
Really? No mirrors?
No, I shower with a bathing suit on the way the Lord intended. And not a bikini, a one-piece.
Oh, fantastic.
In fact, I don't know what a bikini is. What's a bikini, Tyrus?
Bikini's something you put over your head when lightning strikes for lying. I don't think I can get through here.
All right. We got to move on. She threw a chair off a balcony 40 stories high. What happens next? We discuss at length while you listen quietly and coo over my hair. Look at that. What punishment is fair for throwing a chair? Ask yourself that as I show you this video of a 19-year-old who tossed a chair off a high-rise balcony in Toronto. There's no sound on tape, but watch anyway. Jesus, she is a ray of sunshine. Let's see that again. That is unbelievable to me. That video got shared on social media. Toronto police went out and said, "Hey, crazy person, turn yourself in." And she did. She was charged on a few counts, including mischief endangering life, which in Canadian law means if you did something that puts people in danger, you could go to jail. Thankfully, luckily, nobody got hurt. But will that or should that lessen her punishment? For more, we turn to our legal expert, Larry. Larry, if no one got hurt, should that lessen her punishment? He's of limited intelligence, but he charges cheap rates. Doc, there's a lot of science out there that says the person you are when you're 19 is not the person you are when you're 29, and we're all like, her brain's not fully formed. How do you punish somebody like that? What do you do?
I mean, that's fair to say because the human brain doesn't actually develop until your late 20s. However, I live in Toronto. I want to say, I hope all your viewers know, not all Torontonians are this idiotic.
Yes.
And actually, our mayor actually denounced her behavior and also called it quite stupid.
Yes.
But, you know, the fact that when you look at her behavior when she left the courthouse, so who thinks it's a good idea to throw a chair off the, what is it, the 45th floor?
Right.
Into oncoming traffic, then to also have it filmed, and then to put it on social media.
Yes.
And the fact that she was grinning to reporters as she was leaving the courthouse, that's what I would find concerning, the fact that she doesn't feel bad about it.
See, that is amazing to me, Mark. What kind of punishment do you think? And do you think her punishment should be mitigated by the sheer luck that no one died?
No, I don't. But we live in an age when people, who you are at 19. So if at 19, like all these in Virginia, where, you know, the entire Democrat Party at 19 were woke mammy singers, I don't even get that. But that's who they are when they're 67. Doesn't matter. You don't change. Liam Neeson had a bad thought when he was 19 and about some guy who raped a friend of his. And like 50 years later, he's not allowed to have a different. So who you are now, this 19-year-old will be the chair for. By the way, you're wrong. Don't believe Dr. So. Chair throwing is a Canadian tradition. When you're it's a rite of passage. There's nothing else to do. It used to be in the last bit of the curling. If you've ever watched curling, they used to throw the chair.
I don't believe that.
To lob the chair across into the apartment across the street. All Canadian kids do it. Celine Dion came home the other night, walked into her living room, and it was full of Gordon Lightfoot's furniture. She had no idea where anything had gone.
I don't believe that.
No, everybody.
Although I admire the fact that you mentioned Gordon Lightfoot. One of the most underrated Canadians, right?
All of us Canadians are underrated, Dave.
Except for Nickelback. Tyrus, do people change?
I don't care what she changes or when she changes. I just know that she and the person filming and everyone involved should be charged with manslaughter. Her lawyer tried to use the ridiculous excuse that it was peer pressure.
Yes.
You're gonna feel some peer pressure when you're in prison, Ma. There's gonna be some peers pressuring you to do some stuff you didn't think you had to do. Not only that, the fact that what kills me about social media now is Twitter and Instagram, although they're inconsistent, if you say something bad or terrible about somebody or make a comment, they will take your post down right away.
Right.
Or if you want to post a video on Facebook, you usually get a thing that says it's being checked to make sure it's not copyrighted or anything wrong.
Right.
Where was, I believe it was YouTube on this, to where somebody could have been killed, many people could have been killed, the accidents could have been horrible. Not only would you have scared the life out of whoever hit their windshield, they would have peeled off into somebody else.
Yeah.
And there was a diesel down there when they're driving, so it's the act.
Yeah.
It's attempted manslaughter. So I don't see any other defense than just plead it out, because she should, and I believe the sentence is up to life imprisonment for the because Canadians make things a lot longer than it needs to be. It was like attempted mischief of unharming a civilian. Manslaughter, Jack. She attempted to hurt somebody, and she should, and the person filming is just as culpable.
Yeah. What do you think?
I don't give a damn what she's gonna be like when she's 29.
Yeah,
Really
Kat, have you ever done anything close to that?